man.
Here we are again.
Yeah. Back up in this bitch. Another episode, me and my homie here. We just I don't know. It's cool to be able to kind of recap every week and talk to each other, like, and just get certain things off your chest or whatever. Like, it's cool to have, I realize it's cool to have a podcast or whatever you want to call it, just a platform where you can just kind of express your thoughts, whether you agree with them, don't agree with them, you find them to be important. You might be like, this guy's on some dumbass shit. It's cool to be able to just get that out, you know, like,
yeah, I feel that. I definitely feel that. It's like, especially if we have like, especially when there's things we like you said, want to get off our chest, and like we have like topics on our mind, we really want to say some things about it. Yeah, this is the place to do it.
That's the thing, man. It's like, as we've entered December, and we're like, I don't know if you've already seen it, but I've already started to see the craze, the holiday craze, where whether it's people like just being over anxious, I got to get here, I got to get there, I got to spend my money on this, I got to get these million gifts. And it's like, whether with the personal conversation, all the way like from just random people I don't know to the personal conversation with the family members and shit, it's like the craze has begun. I don't know your thoughts on the holiday season, or like what your views are.
Oh man, I'm gonna be like the fucking Grinch. I fucking hate this time of year. I am not a Christmas fan. I never have been, and don't ever see me being one. But like, yeah, I've already started seeing the craziness around here. Like last night, I was running around getting some stuff for tonight because it's my girl's birthday today. So we're just getting some stuff for tonight, and it was like 3 o'clock, something like that, 3-4 o'clock, and it was like packed, like everywhere is packed and just like mayhem. Like people are driving like idiots and can't figure out how to like work like basic things. Like just like what is going on? Like this is early December. Like what's gonna happen like in a week, 2 weeks from now? Like just gonna stay off the east side of town for now.
That's what it is, bro. It's weird because it's as if you get to see, and don't get me wrong, it's not about judgment when I say this, but it's like, it's as if you get to see the procrastinators versus the people who took their time, and maybe even all throughout the years, every now and then they just getting a 1-2 gift for their family member. And you know what I mean? Like by the time the holiday season comes, it's like, I'm cool if that's what you're into, getting gifts and shit. But at the same time, other people just, like how you're saying, you're not really into it. People just stay out the way. Just choose to I'm gonna just get out the way and just fall back, get what I gotta get and just fall back. Let these people be wild out here. It's funny, like I'm in the middle, man, where I realize I fuck with the holiday season in the sense of, being a reason for people's families to connect and things that, like, if their families are into that type of world. But at the same time, Trent, it's like I could kind of do without it. Not seeing my family and shit, but just without the whole like presentations of, yo, let me get you this, let me get you that. A part of me wants to be like, yo, and I know how people look at it is like, oh, you got to be sentimental and give gifts. Like if you're gonna give a gift, like give a gift because like, but it's like, I get the sentimental shit because you don't want to just say like, hey, here, take this money. But at the same time, I kind of do want to do that. I'd rather give you money, Trent, versus buy something that unfortunately you may not like. But it's crazy because when you just kind of give people money, not that people don't like money, but when you just kind of give it to them, like they might look at it like, bro, like I'm cool, like I don't need money, da 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 da. Or some people, you know, they're accepting of it, but a lot of people, they're like, nah, bro, like I'd rather you get me a gift because it just lets me know that you went out and thought of me when you saw X, and that's why you chose it. And like, I know like it could be seeming like it's like a selfish thing, but it's like I kind of get both sides. I personally don't want all the presentations and frills and shit, but I don't know.
I'm with you on that one. Like, man, I'd rather give somebody like, if not like just straight up cash, like a gift certificate to like a place they frequent, you know, like, oh, you go eat out a lot here. Here's like $50 so you don't have to worry about eating out for like the first like month or so of like the year or whatever. Like I think that's more of like a thoughtful gift, and like, here, I know that you like to frequent this store. I don't know what you look for, but here's the money to go spend on it here at this place or whatever. I think that's more thoughtful than like, oh, I think this will work for you. You know what I mean? Like, I think I see it both ways as well too, but I think it's more like who knows better than yourself when it comes to stuff, right? Like, especially when like your personal preference with things. So I've always been one to just like, here, gift cards, gift cards, gift cards, gift cards, have fun. Unless it's something like I know for a fact they need, like, or like something they've expressed to me that they want, I won't go to them. Like, I'm really bad at giving gifts too. Like, I'm god awful at giving gifts. Like, really something I need to work on, but like, I don't know. I'd rather give like experiences and like embrace moments with people. That's to me, that is much more important, but that's not everyone else though. So
Yeah,
that's the hardest part of trying to like, you know,
it,
come together on all that.
yeah. It's finding if you like even say like it's something that you got to work at. It makes me think like, nah, bro. Like, because for example, yes, like of course you don't want to just buy a random. Say somebody does not like fishing at all, and you go above and beyond to buy them all types of fishing equipment and whatnot. Even though you might have spent a good amount of money, because that person is not into that lifestyle, obviously they're going to be like, oh, okay, and kind of not really appreciate the gift, unfortunately. So I get what you mean in the sense of getting better at it, but it's at buying gifts. But nah, bro, like the thing that's crazy about it, you giving somebody a gift or you giving somebody a gift card or even just like some money or whatever, that in itself should show that you thought about slash cared about that individual. Granted, you don't buy them something like, for example, if there's someone who can't unfortunately do physical activities right now, and you buy them like a bike or whatever, like a riding bike. I mean, they might be like, I don't really have use for this. I appreciate that you thought about me, but what am I going to do?
The
Yeah,
thought
so
that counts.
but see, but no, that's the thing. And though it is a thought that counts, and that's what I'm trying to say, well, I'm looking at it like you gotta I don't know, time, like how you're saying, trying to and I know everyone doesn't look at it like that because we're in a materialistic, unfortunately we're in a materialistic mindset in society and capitalist society where it's not even just the dollars. It's like sometimes like whether you were talking about the holiday seasons, sometimes it's just unfortunately that forces us to go out and do X, Y, and Z, but like spending money wise. It sucks that the holidays kind of as a society brings us all to that fucking conclusion. But yeah, man, spending time, in my opinion, is like one of the highest like honors type shit that a person could do for you slash with you in a sense, especially like if they're propelling your life forward within that time. If they give you a good amount of money, of course that can help assist you in life. But it's like you can always get money back. You lose $100 today, you can fuck around and work, get that $100 back. If I spend an hour with you and we have some meaningful shit where if I die tomorrow, yo, I spent the last hour with this guy or whatever. We talk about some times like a high honor to me as far as like, so when it comes to the holidays, if you can spend time and experiences with people, bro, that's one of the better gifts that you can give a motherfucker, in my opinion.
I'd rather spend money on experiences because, like you said, you can always get that $100 back. But a year, 2 years from now, you're not going to remember what you spent that $100 on. Oh, it's just groceries, whatever. Unless it was like, oh no, I spent that like 150 on like this, like right here, like my tattoo or something like that. Or no, I went to see this crazy concert, or I went to go do this thing with my friends or whatever. You know what I mean? Like that's something I would much rather put my money towards, like an experience as well as just like having things. Like I've got enough shit. Like I've got too much stuff as it is. Like I've got way too much stuff. So like all I need now is just like food and just to maintain what I have over top, man. I just want to pay for experiences. Like I'd rather put money towards going to see shows and going to like or helping like put money towards like artistic projects and shit like that than just like, oh, I'm gonna drop $150 on like this to go, just have sort of thing, like just for some fucking like cologne or some shit. You know what I mean? Like I understand, like some people just drop money on stuff like that, and I have dropped money on stupid stuff before. Like I regret dropping money on it. Like I can sit there and just see like a dollar sign. That's all I can see sometimes with things like that. But like Once again, I would rather spend the money on the experience.
Yeah, man, but that's kind of how our brains are trained to operate, especially as we get older. It's like make money, invest money in something that's going to make you money back. Don't spend your money on quote unquote foolishness. But sometimes that quote unquote foolishness is the experiences that we're talking about, meaning we're not going to really have anything other than that experience to fucking say like, oh, I spent $10,000 to spend X amount of time with this famous person. If that's an experience that you want to spend that money on and you get to hold on to that experience for life. Granted, if you get to take pictures and videos and yeah, this is me and such, we out here, baby. That's different. I get it because at least you quote unquote have proof that the experience happened. But if it's a situation where it's like, no, sir, no cameras in here, no phones in here, but you still spend your 10,000 and you get to hang with X famous person, that's just a situation where you obviously chose that was time well spent. I just look at it like, in any situation, Trent, if we have the opportunity to fuck around and fucking live, and what I mean by just live as far as like live an amazing experience, hold on to that bitch for as long as we get to have memories. Hey, bro, that's like in my opinion, like that's the smart choice or the smart decision. You fuck around and if we have this one experience of life, like the money, that shit is a tool that we can use, but there's nothing that experience or time can't fuck around and get us, like make us feel like the best. Like, I don't know, spending time on an amazing experience versus spending money on something and you fucking forget about it. I don't know why that's such a hard decision for people, in my opinion.
So once again, it's like they'd rather have the stuff, and then they wonder why they're not satisfied with all the stuff they have. Wonder why.
Oh, and it's different. It's different. Cause if you're able to put things in your memories bank versus things in your fucking actual bank, the trade-out at the end of life, which one is, I don't know, it's like which one is worth it in your opinion? Because I know you say we value experiences, like, but it's like which one? I think that's the conversation people have with themselves, Trent. When you say they want all this stuff and they hold on to all this stuff, and sometimes they wonder why they're not happy. If they're not putting enough things in their memories bank, it's a trade-off that that's a trade-off that I'm not willing to give up, so to speak. Like I gotta go for the experiences versus spending money on bullshit, so to speak. Let me take a trip to Jamaica. Let me take a trip to Greece. Let me take a trip to, that's spending money on experiences, bro. Like that's how you gonna get it popping. Remember that time in 2017 we went to Jamaica, and then you're saying to yourself like, it's just amazing experiences. But yeah, bro, sometimes it sucks because the materials we spend our money on, Trent, like, and I mean, it is what it is. Like your choice, it's your money, your choice. But it sucks because you can't obviously live nothing for it. Like you can't live life for anybody else. So you got, when people make those decisions, then you're like, oh shit, he just bought those shoes. Oh shit, he just ruined those shoes the same night. And it's just like, you got to just accept that shit. You got to accept that loss, bro. But materials, bro.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned that. Like, there's something I read about it was more of like a Roman thing, and like in their houses, they'd have like a room. It would be like a memory room sort of thing. Like they'd have like things and like artifacts that would remind from like times past and whatnot, so they could literally walk into a room and walk like into the past sort of thing. So it's something I think we try to do, and we've kind of replicated in some regards, like we could say with our social media pages and whatnot and whatever else. But I think that's something like a physical thing that it's something we like, it's a concept we can have like grasp and understand, but it's not something we like consciously do, you know what I mean? It's not something we consciously construct or convey. Well, I don't anyways. I can't speak for anybody else except myself, but like just something that we don't really like think of on too, like just too much, just like that, an actual way to walk back into like remember things, like an actual like mnemonic device to trigger these memories back into us so we can physically have them right there. And it helps for like that's pretty much why, like, don't want to say that's pretty much why, but that's why like these poets and stuff had such vivid like imaginations and vivid like memories and stuff like that, because they physically had like stuff to go in there to be like, there it is, trigger this memory and back into it again. And they can recall it all to a certain extent. So I don't know.
Man,
I think it's something that needs to come back, sort of speak, if we are gonna hoard like stuff like physical materials and stuff like that. Why the hell are we not just like making like not shrines to ourselves, but like in some ways shrines to ourselves, more like shrines to our memories? How about that?
It's like that's actually
a fucking dope title. Yeah. Shrines to your memory.
That's a title for a M Light Shamalama. I don't even know how to say his name. Fucking Quentin Tarantino and shit. That's what the title of that motherfucker's next movie is. You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
Shrine to your memories or whatever. But I don't know. That's like, I look at it trying to, if you have the opportunity to take little artifacts from your past, and as you're living, obviously your present becomes your past. So you just constantly, oh shit, this is a dope moment, and I have this little souvenir from it. Let me put it in the shrine, or let me put it in the room or whatever. Like, because at first I thought you were gonna say like a trophy room, like things like from accomplishments, because that's kind of how people.
Well, that too.
It's kind of part and parcel. What I was gonna say, like
sort of the same thing.
Yeah, because I was gonna say you might have a picture with you in a sports great, the same sport you were playing all throughout school and high school and shit, and then you have like different trophies that you've had, or little pieces, like if you used to play in a band, like you have like your guitar you want to use, just different shit like that, you know. But no, it's dope. It's a kind of cool concept, and it's like that same physical is like how we got to be using our memories bank, bro. Just little artifacts from your past, just the ones that you know. And even when we were talking kind of last week about like the last time you hung out with somebody, or the last time you got to kick with a family member, those types of things are like the memory bank situations, or things that we be talking about. But yeah,
it all comes back to like, once again, it's like the memories of what we have, and like trying to like cultivate good ones and keep those ones there so we can all like come back to them, sort of thing, and make sure like it's something from Slaughterhouse-Five that I'll always read. Like, it's focusing on the good moments and trying not to focus too hard on the bad ones, like dwell too much on the bad ones, I should say. We can talk about the bad ones and like be conscious of them, and like, you know what I mean, like discuss them in some sense, but not dwell on them, sort of thing. It's better to focus on the good times, because we're only here for a short time,
bro. But that's the thing. That kind of is what, I don't know. It kind of leads into what I kind of wanted to talk about next, about that young man I was telling you about. And it's not like, because that's the thing. We are not like, who we are is not what we do. So I don't like introducing, even if it's a famous person, I don't like introducing them like, yo, this is a famous singer, or yo, this is a famous fashion icon, or whatever the case is. But
it's what they're known for.
But that's the thing. It's like, yeah, I guess it's like what they're known for. But the fashion designer, Virgil Abloh, I believe that's his name. It's one of those things where it's so unfortunate that he passed away from cancer in that regard. And it's one of those ones where he was battling it silently, kind of similar to as we were talking before, kind of similar to Chadwick Boseman, the actor who played Black Panther and other great roles. Yeah, bro, like he shook up the world, man, changed how like the world views high fashion, how like or because it's like taking streetwear, like cold ass jeans, and applying a dope ass paint splatter on them, and having it all sequenced, and you know what I mean, or having a dope pair of Jordan 1s and customizing it to the point where, and having his like trademark like large, it's like a large like tag that like almost like looking like a zip tie. It's like one hit, like that's like how you have his trademark on, I guess, like different articles of clothing. But yeah, man, like I just wanted to touch on him because as we're talking about, we're only here for a short time. This man transitioned at 41 years old, and when you think about it, it's like, crazy as it might sound, bro, like we're not that far from that age. Not looking at it from a negative standpoint, but looking
11
at it from
years.
Yeah, bro, it's like we have an opportunity to be like, okay, how do I want to live out my existence? Because some of these people who have shortened lives, and granted they made it to being famous, Trent, but it's like they still impacted people within their day-to-days, like on a large scale, bro. Making people feel amazing about themselves or whatever the case is, showing people struggles that they're going through their lives, showing them people like close to them the struggles, and the people close to them being like inspired by that shit, or being like, yo, man, you know what? If he can do this, he's giving me the strength to want to do it as well, or whatever, right? And it's just the effect that some people who die young like that, it have on like, so at least people like me who I feel like I see it all, bro. Like you see the people changing the world by being themselves, yet some of us still struggle to have this fucking image where I gotta be cool and I gotta be this and that, opposed to being myself. And it's like, bro, one of these days you're gonna get up out of here. You're gonna transition. So why not be your fucking self and affect people and change the world around you, like by being yourself. So this, I still like to say, this young man was being himself. He got to a point of high influence, sparked the lives of like damn near everyone around him. Cause it's like when people pass away, it's like you see the Instagram posts and the Twitter posts and shit, Trent. Oh, he was this and she was that. But when you see these people talking about this person and like specifics, like he did this, and helped change my life around. I was depressed and he fucking changed X, Y, and Z. I don't know. It's one of those things. Anyway, it's just something I wanted to bring up because when inspirational people pass away, like it's cool to acknowledge them, you know?
You have to, like they are like the sparks that bring in like the light. You know, they're the holes that let the light seep through, sort of thing. In some cases, like, fuck, I could go on and there's too many I can list right now off the top of my head. Like I could say that like really messed with me like big time. Like Chris Cornell's death still screws with me a lot. Like just for what he struggled with and what he like wrote about and struggled with, and that was what ultimately killed him. And that's just it's just something that still messes with me, and I know messes with a lot of other people, because it's just like, what do you do when your heroes go out the same way that you fear, sort of thing. Like, so it's just a matter of just celebrating when they were here and celebrating what the good thing, like the good they brought into the world, like focusing on like the good times and, you know, everything else.
It's beautiful because you see it in his experiences. You see it like, especially because again, when you don't know that someone's battling, whether it's cancer or some type of negative illness, and they're slowly perishing and they're not telling anyone about it, and you can't really tell until it gets to a point where like they're near their end days, because that's when, okay, now it's showing, kind of thing. It's like, it's different because it's like you see them still go out above and beyond to have amazing times, celebrate the times that they're actually like having with people they love, not stressing the little things. Like, bro, like I'm telling you, like how we see people transition, whether it's family members, whatever the case is, certain shit just not even that deep no more. Like you don't even think about certain things like, oh man, like I wonder if such and such is going to do this. I wonder if such and such is going to do that. And it's not about trying to belittle anyone or belittle anything, like being like, man, fuck these holidays, man. I don't give a shit about Christmas. And it's not about being a Scrooge. It's about saying, I got real shit going on in life that I want to try to pass and heal from, or whatever the case is. So buying somebody a fucking PS5 is not my biggest concern right now. But just people don't necessarily rationalize or look at it that way because they're still in the mindset of, unfortunately, the world revolves around me. I need people to fucking, whether it's, I need people to show me that they still care about me by buying gifts or whatever, not understanding when you hang out with them for an hour, like that's something that they value so much deeper. I don't know, man. I'm glad that people can value life and shit, but when it comes to healing and getting past situations, hey, what can you do? You got to do it in your own way.
One day at a time, just try and keep moving forward. Unfortunately, that's all you can do.
But yeah, man, I'm looking at it from a standpoint of just because I'm talking about in a sense the process of like trying to heal from a situation or trying to transition past a situation. It's like even as we express our one day at a time, and that is literally all you can do. But it's like, what are you doing throughout that day? Because granted, if you're not at the point where you're not functional, you don't have the will to actually live, like, so you actually do get up, you actually do eat something, like you're not quote like to that point of whether it's a lowness or a depressedness or a darkness, you're not at that point. You're at a point where you can still make moves and okay, let me set these goals. Okay, let me attack these goals and achieve them. If you're still at that point of living, yeah, bro, we got to trip out and actively, you know, like, yes, we need time to heal, but we got to actively do things to help our healing process, in my opinion. We can't just be chilling and shit, just kind of going day by day and not making like certain, you know, changes or whatever to help us heal or get past the mindset of, man, fuck this shit, like, or whatever. Just my
Yeah, you have to put the work in. Otherwise, you're just gonna sit there and just wallow. Like, but when I say one day at a time, it's like it's not like the old saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. It's putting in that work today and putting in that work to get through today. And tomorrow is tomorrow's battle, but today is what you need to focus on.
Oh, and that's what it is, man. Like that's what it is. I mean, if you have the ability to fuck around and help yourself grow or help yourself move from a situation, I hope motherfuckers take it, because no one can do it for you. And it's like, people got to understand that people in your life want you here. People in your life want to be able to build with you, link with you. And it sucks because sometimes they might distance themselves from you because if you're in a self-destructive way, they don't want you to bring them down too. But at the same time, it's like, I mean, it's whatever, you know, it's whatever. Have a trip. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, I don't know. Just rest in peace to Virgil, and just if you're gonna, I hope we all use our days the ways that we actually want to choose to use them, opposed to doing something that's gonna cause you stress or whatever the case is. If you,
I agree.
If you want to, in my opinion, if you want to live your life to the fullest, like you can't be afraid to tell people, hey, you know what I mean? Like, I got to make moves. I got to do the X, Y, and Z. My boy Big Crit on I'm on my motherfucking homie talking about, yeah, like I got to make moves. I can't hang with you. And that's one of the lines he says, and that shit's super real. But I don't know. Sometimes it sucks because like we feel like we always have to. I got sirens. This shit is what it is. But
happens.
yeah, no, like, but it's one. But that's just a real, bro. Like as we're hearing the sirens, it's like unfortunately that's an ambulance and shit. So it's like they're rushing to or from somebody. Like either way, or from picking somebody up. Either way, I'm just saying from the standpoint of like I'm not really trying to waste time, bro. Like if motherfuckers is trying to make moves and build and shit, like we got to be able to do that without distractions and without like, because again, like it's one of those things that I'm about frequencies and energies and shit like that. So if you're doing something to cause, like if you're with somebody or you're friends with somebody or whatever case, like whatever cases, then they're trying to achieve something, and you're trying to, nah, yo, don't do that, nah, even though you know that person's trying to achieve that, and you're telling them basically not to do it, whether it's directly or indirectly. Motherfuckers gotta chill, because it's that same shit that can cause us to be frustrated or, you know what I mean, in a negative area. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, this is a person who I'm trying to build with, or this is one of the homies that I feel is one of my close friends. Why are they not, you know what I mean? Like, why are they trying to like pull me down or whatever the case is? Even though it might not come off as malicious or anything like that. Like they're trying to come off deviant or whatever, but it's like, we got to just look for the little things, like try not to stop me from achieving my dreams, bro, or try not to stop me from achieving my dream, shorty, or you know what I mean? Like, because sometimes we be tripping, bro. Like life's short, like not even life short, but life can be fleeting, and we don't know, because we all live in this. Sometimes we live in this illusion, bro, where it's like, nah, bro, I got 1,000,000 years, and it's like, nah, bro, like we don't know. So if I wanna fuck around and write a fucking symphony, let me do that shit. Like, don't stop me from writing a symphony. You know what I mean? Like, don't tell me, nah, bro, let's go get a drink, because you're stopping me from doing what I'm actually trying to do, or my dream. It's basically what I'm getting at in short.
It's all about having like those kind of like, not like, I don't want to say like decent people around you, because some people just they mean well, but they mean well, but they're not doing well. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
in
Yeah.
the sense of like doing something like that. Yeah. Oh, let's go out and be social and have fun and bond together. But like, you're like, no, I'm like in the midst of like some crazy, like site, like some crazy creative, like
Yeah.
moment right now. I need to ride
Yeah.
this out. Like, I'll talk to you some other day, sort of thing. But like, if, if you have the right people around you who understand, like, oh, you do this is what you do, sort of thing. I have, and if I say I'm in the middle of this right now, it's all a matter of them going, oh, okay, so I'll talk to you whenever, sort of thing. And it's just like, I may get back to you later tonight, blah, 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 blah. But it's
And
just a matter of having those people around you, like you said, that are going to let you be you and be great, basically, and do what you want to do and express yourself and do whatever the fuck you want to do.
no, and that's the thing, because it's like in my opinion, like that's the key to one's happiness, bro. It's like some days you want to just chill in a dark room, and it's not about chilling in a dark room to be dark or be negative, but you just want to think or you just want to write certain ideas down. That's cool. But if other days you want to fuck around and focus on what you're trying to focus on and be super productive, then that's cool too. But motherfuckers got to be like, you got to just let motherfuckers be them. Don't try to change motherfuckers and have them alter their lifestyles and shit.
Facts.
But at the same time too, bro, like I ain't tripping too. Like that's why I be taking pauses and shit, because like I'm trying to make sure I'm holding my trains of thoughts and shit on some high shit, bro. Like, well, I'm not high, but I mean like the effects of when you're super sober or the cases. Not that I'm not high, like I'm pretty sure I'm still high, even though the last time I smoked was a minute ago. But I'm saying in the sense of just because I don't want to, like, when you have silences and shit, like, again, like, it's not about getting thrown off easily, like, oh shit, I can't hold my attention span, but it's like, I'll get thrown off. That's what, like, when I'm like super zoned in, like, I'll get thrown off on some high shit, bro. Like, and it's like, fuck, what was I thinking of? All because like some random shit's happening, you know what I mean? So
I
that's
hear
why,
ya.
like, so I'm just trying to catch, sometimes you just got to catch your train of thought and just, all right, we back focused, we back locked in. All right, let's get it. Kanye said on some, not about quoting Kanye, but it's like he said, and I don't think he coined the phrase, but he said like sometimes one will have like a stream of consciousness where, and it's not about like rambling for 30 minutes, but it's like you get a thought out and then you think to yourself, okay, I want to just make sure it's extremely clear so that anybody in life, whether it's 30 years from now, who listens back to whether it's these projections or whatever you want to call them, one from 30 years from now, when we're in the future, these holograms. Like, no, but that's what it is. Like
That'll be chopped.
No, but that's what's going to happen. But it's like when you look back at these things, I just want to make sure I'm extremely clear. So in case anyone was ever, oh, how come Graham's talking? How come Trent's talking for 2 minutes? How come, bro? Well, if you're on a roll, Trent, I'm gonna just shut up and just talk for 3 minutes. If I'm on a roll and you just fall back, but just I hope that you grasp the little tidbits that you're grasping of the stream of consciousness, so that when I just stop and then hopefully you can, okay, you said this. Okay, I had a problem with this, or I actually agree with. I just don't want you to ever like, you know what I mean? Like when we're talking, like, and I'm sure you do that, but because I just don't want, when we're focused and locked in on that stream of consciousness shit, bro, and we're just vibing. That's what's up, because it's like the people, when they're listening back to this shit, they'll be like, okay, this guy he was talking about this, or he meant this. And that's all I care for, bro. Like right now we're just fucking vessels having energy or information just transmitted through us from whatever source or whatever stream of consciousness that you fucking, like whatever you think your mind is, whatever that entity is, the voice that's talking to you in your fucking head. We're just transmitting those fucking frequencies out to the people. So that's just on some deeper shit though. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're here to fucking, as two fucking vessels, bouncing ideas off each other and fucking hopefully
just two platforms for our consciousness. That's all we are. We ourselves are platforms. This is a platform for what we're doing, but ourselves are a platform for our consciousness and our ideas.
Yeah, man. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Wild.
I just try to like, yeah, bro. My bad.
That's something that came. That's just something. Just something that also clicked with me too. That's just like, that's fucked. That's wild.
No, it's fuck. Well, think about it, bro. You have however many hours out of the day you choose to spend talking with someone or whatever the case is, or you choose to just be silent and just you're having literal conversations in your own head. You might ask yourself a question and be like, maybe I can try this, and this as far as answering yourself. And you're not crazy, but you're just trying to fucking process what's going on, see how you want to maneuver through the day, see how you can accomplish goals. I love it because people will like, oh, he's this or she's that, or she's crazy or he's that. And it's like, No, people just process things differently. People have different ways of thinking, and it's a beautiful thing because if everyone was like uniform, everyone was just the same, that'd be a boring ass experience. This whole life thing, but it's dope when you get to share awesome experiences with people different from you because at least you get like a little piece of their existence for however long that time's supposed to last, and then you're like fucking stardust. You just are in two different parts of the galaxy a day later. You know what I mean? It's fucking amazing how interactions happen, whether it's at work, you meet a new person, then you never see that person again. Oh shit. Like, what happened to Bob in accounting or whatever? You know what I mean? And oh, he moved to another hospital. He transferred out. Nah. You're like, well, when we had that 2 conversations, that was cool as fuck, man. Bob done it. You know what I mean? Like, or whatever. Like, I fucked around and spilled, or he spilled ink on his fucking shirt. I had an extra shirt in my backpack. Yo, bro, that's all you, bro. Keep that shit. Or whatever. You just never see him again after that day, that one day, or whatever. Like, or you never see her again after that. It's amazing how life works, but that's why we can't take it for granted, bro. In my opinion.
I'm completely agree, man. It's literally just about accumulating those experiences, and like you said, like you may not see the person ever again, but it's like, oh, that guy who or that person, they told me that story about so and so, and they gave me that piece of advice about that and that. Like, fuck, there's too many times, like there's so many people who have, like, I remember just having one, like spending like a day or like even like an hour with them, and they left such an imprint on my life. Still to this day, it's just like, that's fucked. Like, compared to some people who've been in my life my entire life who've left more of like, who've left nothing of an imprint. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
It's just sometimes like the right person, the right people at the right time with the right, I don't know, just the right energy. Like you said, like it is all about the energy, and it's just, it all clicks and it's a perfect storm. And if you're lucky, it'll stick with you forever.
Yeah. And that's what it is. Like if you have that, if you're fortunate to be able to hold on to those memories or that existence or that experience or that person, it's dope as fuck, man. Because at least you know, okay. And it's like when people say like, oh, yo, like, because I kind of believe in the fact that you meet people for a reason or
100%.
whatever the case is, and then whether it's just for whatever the reason is, you fuck around and meet that person, and then after that, okay, that experience lasts on you for a lifetime, and you're thinking to yourself, man, I'm so glad I met that person. And it's not even, doesn't have to be romantically or whatever. It could be, again, it could be one of the homies, it could be a woman that's a homie or whatever. You say to yourself, shit, like that was supposed to happen when it happened or whatever. And I don't believe in coincidences and things like that. I definitely think that we were making these choices, and once you make a certain choice, it has like a ripple effect for mad long in your future, and you just kind of see those ripple effects play out, so to speak, from the choices you be making. I don't know.
Sorry, I'm looking up a quote right now. I'm just trying to find something for that, because that really, that's something there. You sparked something with that. I have to find that fucking thing though. It's gonna take me a minute.
Oh, good, man. Take your time, find it. I hope that we have the ability to, or at least we see that ability and like actually like utilize it. The ability to be able to hold on to amazing times we had, the good times, and focus on the good times. And if you're gonna have you're gonna be in this life experience and be a part of the game, it's like not inspire. I'm not saying inspire someone like people have to be inspired, but what I mean by inspire someone is like take your time and be the best you, man. Like or woman, like be the best you. Like don't have it where it's like because someone's having a bad day and they might unfortunately put some of that energy onto you by giving you a shitty remark or whatever. Still try to hold yourself and be like, nah, bro, I'm not letting you affect my good ass day. And I'm gonna keep on having motherfuckers. And then when other motherfuckers see you like that, oh shit, Trent, he's always positive because he understands motherfucking life is fleeting. I gotta have my positive moments and create these positive moments. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like you're inspiring people without, like, you're not trying to fucking walk in there with a fucking S on your chest. I'm Superman, like, but you just showing motherfuckers that it's possible, bro. Live out your experience as positive as possible because there is no alternative, in my opinion. The only alternative is you being negative as shit, and unfortunately, you might hurt yourself or do some type of, you know what I mean, negative
and
shit.
this is all we have, like this for For all we know, this is all we have. This is like the hip said, no dress rehearsals. This is our life. This is a one act, one take play. So
Yes.
you got to just give her and do what you want and do what you can, basically, but do what you want at the same time, too.
Hey, bro, whether it's not overstressing yourself over the holiday season, the holiday craze, whatever, taking your time, and even if you're out and you're amongst the craze, taking your deep breaths and just getting to the whatever store you had to get your items, take your ass home, and you're not stressing shit. Hey, bro, because a part of it's the mentality of it. Because when you walk in, like I said it on a couple episodes back, I have crazy anxiety when it comes to just being around mad people that I don't know. Because then you're dealing with so many different personalities, any random shit could spark some bullshit. And that's unfortunate about being in crowds. So when you're in a packed ass mall, yes, 100% some nonsense can happen. And them little security guards with they non-gun having asses, but they ain't gonna necessarily stop no bullshit from happening or some real shit pop off. So it's like you got to handle yourself as a man in that regard. Not the saying in the sense of you have to be one way of a man, but I'm saying if you got to fight a motherfucker, unfortunately you got to fight a motherfucker. It is what it is for you.
Facts.
But I say all that to say, bro, like, bro, we have so many opportunities to fucking, all right, I'm gonna remain calm, I'm gonna trip out. But sometimes we let that anxiety get the best of us, and we're human. It is what it is. But it's just focus on the good times. Don't kill yourself over the holiday seasons, in my opinion. And hopefully, as we get later on into the year and cap this bitch off and head to a new year, it's like hopefully you can be on your P's and Q's and fucking kill it and be the best person, the best version of you.
I agree. Like, especially like not during the holiday seasons, don't go overboard. Like we said, like it's all about spending time with people and going for experiences. Like, you don't have to put yourself into the fucking poorhouse for just buying gifts for people. Like, do what you can. Like, get what you can and stay within reason. There's no reason to bankrupt yourself just to show how much you love somebody. Like that doesn't make a goddamn lick of sense to me. So just show that you love the person more than, showing them how much money you have, basically. And like you said, don't stress the holidays. Try not to kill any motherfuckers when you're out shopping. I know it's difficult. I recommend just getting absolutely fucking ripped out of your head. It helps all the best of times. Have a list ahead of time of what you're getting, but it makes like just dealing with that crowd so much easier. Just like you just kind of like glide through that crowd at times. I remember my brother and I, it was one year after, like it was during university, we were out back at the mall and him and I were in his car and we just smoked like a fat joint together and like, let's go do this. And then we just walked in there and got all our Christmas gifts in one shot. And it was so like, huh, that wasn't so bad. Huh. Okay, now what, sort of thing. But like,
you gotta remember, bro, not everyone's into the herb lifestyle, right?
Hey, that's true.
It's beneficial for us, super beneficial for us. But it's just for
anybody else. I don't know.
Like straight lace, like I don't smoke
don't
weed.
Don't kill anybody.
Yeah, because that's what it is. This thing. Because I was gonna say, like, of course, it's amazing, and I'm glad that like you guys didn't have to necessarily be anxious or any of that bullshit. You can just kind of literally float through the fucking crowd. That's amazing. But then it just sucks because it's like some people, as you know, don't smoke or don't drink or whatever. Like, and it's not even like, oh, they don't have fun with their life because they don't smoke or drink. It's just some people don't need that shit to have fun and shit, right? Like, not need, but you know what I mean? Like, some people they're like, I'm cool, bro. Like, I'm cool without it. Like, I have mad fun and shit. I got kids and shit. Cool. Nothing wrong with that, But no, it is dope. Like, if you can find a way to de-stress yourself before you go in, for us or for others, it might be burning herbs or for, different people. Like, that's cool. Like, if you're not driving, you might have a little sip of a little champagne or a little sip of some hard liquor or whatever.
But it's so key. But the core tenet of that is de-stress yourself before you get in there, because it's going to be stressful when you get in there. So if you're already stressed out and freaked out and anxious and like I dread it. That's all I do is just dread going into it. But that's my de-stressing, is just being like, all right, this is going to suck, but we're going to get it over and done with. And then once it's done with, we're done for another year. Don't have to worry about it. So
love it because
just
that's how most people look at it. You know, like fuck, like once it's over, like man, fuck this shit.
I said at the start of this podcast, I fucking hate Christmas. So here we are.
Bro, and you don't even gotta be Ebenezer Scrooge or the Grinch or whatever, just as far as to not, because we didn't really, well, we did touch on it a bit, but it's like, yeah, bro, like this is unfortunately one of the more depressing times of the year for some, you know, for some people who might not have a family or might not be connected with somebody, whether it's romantically or whatever. Some people might go into a place where it's like, oh, negativity, all because they don't have people who can come and visit them or whatever. So it's like, I get it in that regard too, but it's like, that's why I'm saying, I hope that people understand, like, yo, if you can find your own ways to be happy and you're not necessarily harming yourself or whatever the case is, go above and beyond, because you can't worry about other people's thoughts on you. Oh, yo, this person's not dating somebody. His Christmas or her Christmas is gonna be terrible. It's like, nah, she might want to read a goddamn a book, a novel or some shit. She might want to read Harry Potter or some shit and just be chilling and shit. That's how she spends her holidays. Nothing wrong with that. Literally nothing wrong with that. So it's like, I don't know. I appreciate when people have the sense to be like, not even sense, but like they have that like self-awareness.
Sense is a good word.
I mean, it is sense, but it's like when people have that like self-awareness to be like, bro, I know I struggle with this and this and this, but I'm not letting these holidays get to me. And it's like, I applaud the shit out of you people. Keep going. Like, there ain't no reason for us to harm ourselves because what society's trying to make us out to be. What? You don't have this amount of money when you're going into the holiday seasons to buy these gifts? You automatically, you're a failure. Da, da, da. It's like, what? Fuck y'all. Like, I'm making the best that I can. I'm doing the best that I can and making my experience the best that I can. I don't give a fuck about what y'all think. Whether it's the position I'm in or what I do for work. That's why I said when I was talking about that fashion, the young man fashion designer Virgil, it's like, bro, yes, he's a fashion designer, fashion icon, things of that nature, but he could have been I don't know if he had kids, but I don't think he had kids, but it's like, you could just be a father, or you can just be somebody's brother or somebody's son, or just be you, just be a human, you know, like you don't have to be a title, oh, fashion design, oh, football player. And that's what gives you the value. That's why it sucks when people, because some people aren't famous when they fucking pass away, but they still affected everybody in their fucking community in an amazing way. So it's like, that's why I hope that we all can fucking spark somebody else's motivate, like whatever it is, to get them out of bed. And I hope we can all be fucking decent, because especially during this time where society's got us tripping, bro, sometimes, you know?
I agree, man. Like, we just got to just stick together and just try to hold on as best we can. Like, there's no other way else to put it. Just like, do not despair just do not despair. Just try not to despair as much as possible.
Yeah, yo, big facts. Yo, it's cool. We can wrap that bitch. We can trip out.
Oh, yeah.
Wrap that bitch like a present, ironically. You know,
good.
just but yeah,
gift bags to this gear, gift bags for everybody. I'm
facts. Yeah, we don't rap. I don't rap nothing in that regard.
I'm not bad at it, but I'm fucking over it. Like, I'd rather just give a gift bag.
Give them the bag with the little paper mache, little shit at the top, so you don't see what it is.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro, I get you. That's what it is. That's how the real ones do it. But yo, to anyone listening, we appreciate you rocking with us. You know what I mean? Like, we just two people just getting our thoughts off our chests and shit. You know what I mean? My name's Graham.
I'm Trent.
And we out this bitch, you know? Another episode. Fuck, man, we out here tripping.